Do you like puzzles? I love puzzles, especially the jigsaw kind. It's the perfect rainy day activity. Put on some music, pour out a puzzle, and get to work. No matter how many puzzles I put together, there's always something amazing about how the tiny pieces come together to create something beautiful. You have all these pieces that seem random and out of place, sometimes like they're not even part of the puzzle you're putting together. Yet, one by one, they fit, and slowly but surely, the image comes into view. And you discover that the pieces you once thought were random actually were not random at all. They're what was needed to build the puzzle in just the perfect way. This can be a lot like life, can't it? We can experience all these random moments that make no sense while they're happening. Just think about the kids in your ministry. Maybe your town experienced a terrible hurricane. A parent lost their job. They can't seem to fit in and connect with friends. Or they get bullied at school. On top of that, we've all experienced a global pandemic. I mean, life has been, shall we say, complicated lately. And we have no idea how this will work out, if it will work out. Yet throughout each of these moments, we get the privilege to speak into the hearts of these kids. We get to remind them that even though they can't see the big picture, God still loves them. We pray, we hope, that eventually we'll discover how pieces of our lives fit into the greater, more beautiful picture God is putting together. That's hope, believing that something good can come out of something bad. It's important to help kids understand that even though life will get messy and at some point we'll throw a curveball at them, even when life feels complicated and confusing, like we're holding a random puzzle piece that doesn't seem to fit, God still has a plan. And God is powerful enough to make something good come out of something that seems very bad. We think April is the perfect time of year to lean into this idea of hope. God's plan was brought to life through Jesus. Jesus is the source of our hope. And discovering more about hope is the perfect way for kids to unpack the truth of Easter. As we talk about Jesus, the source of our hope, we'll be memorizing John 16:33b. In this world, you will have trouble, but be encouraged. I have won the battle over the world. Jesus is saying that this world can come with a whole host of problems, but we can take heart and have hope because ultimately, He has overcome this world. The life, death, and resurrection of Jesus are enough to give us all the hope we will ever need. Along with our memory verse, we have 4 moments from the life of Jesus that help us remember to have hope. We start our month with a moment when Jesus brought hope to 2 sisters who thought hope was lost. When Lazarus died, his sisters were devastated. But Jesus used the opportunity to point people to God. Jesus was stronger than even death itself and raised Lazarus back to life 4 days after he died. We pray that kids will understand that even when life seems at its worst, God is with them and powerful enough to make things right. Bottom line, whatever happens, remember how powerful God is. Week 2 is when we celebrate Palm Sunday. We'll look closely at how Jesus was worshipped as he rode into Jerusalem. Yet, less than a week later, Jesus went to the cross for us. It was painful, but he endured all of it for us. We know that now, but when Jesus died, his disciples must have thought it was over, that everything they had hoped for would never come true. But God wasn't finished yet. Just like Lazarus' sisters didn't yet know the end of the story, sometimes we can't see how the story will turn out. But we need to remember the truth of our bottom line. Whatever happens, remember God is still working. Then on Easter Sunday, we blow the roof off the place and celebrate that we can have hope because Jesus is alive. All the promises are true. Everything that Jesus said and did led to this moment. Jesus made it possible for us to be whole and be with God forever. Jesus is the ultimate reason to have hope. This is something to celebrate. Bottom line, whatever happens, remember Jesus is alive. To wrap up the month, we'll look at a story of a guy we all can relate to, Thomas. When Jesus rose from the grave and appeared to his friends, Thomas needed proof in order to believe it was really him. And Jesus, in his infinite patience, showed Thomas what he needed to see. We want kids to take comfort in the fact that God is bigger than their questions. No matter what happens, we serve a God who can handle the questions and doubt that comes from all that life throws at them. Bottom line, whatever happens, remember God is bigger than your questions. Here's the reality. No one knows at what point your kids will struggle to see how a piece of their life fits into the bigger picture that God is creating. But as a leader or a parent, you have an opportunity to lay a foundation of truth so that whatever happens, they can have hope. They can have hope because of how powerful God is, because God is bigger than their questions, because God is still working, and ultimately, because Jesus is alive.